Hey all, thought I'd do a quick demo to how to maybe sell cross-border. Obviously, selling cross-border is a great way of getting your product out there into different countries, which is a great way of making more money ultimately. And I thought I'd use our BigCommerce multi-storefront sandbox as a way of doing that. So BC have introduced that. One of the things that anyone who remembers me from my time at BigCommerce, I was pushing for quite hard. So BigCommerce, here we go. We've got two different channels, two different storefronts. Got Test Store, which is in English, and Storefront 2, which is in French, theoretically. So here they are running the global products from the Test Store. This is Cornerstone, the standard theme it comes with. And you can see that here's the Smith Journal demo with a lovely description that ChatGPT has written for me to try and describe it off that page. And then, in the French one, I've just got it in there with product overview of non, as you can see on there, because my French is so good. If you look in products and go into view and look into global name, so there you go. The description is global description. But if I go into the overrides and look at the British store that I've got running, there it is. There's that one that we talked about already. And then if we go into Storefront 2, you'll see that it has the non within it on that side. So BigCommerce demo aside, obviously the reason for doing this is to show you how we can use Patchworks to translate those products, right? So if you're adding storefronts for different languages, there's a great way of doing it. So, here is a BigCommerce MSF store that I've created. It's the latest and greatest Patchworks running with the Postman collection importer and everything. If I click on the little there and look at the endpoints, you'll see that we've got every single endpoint now within our BigCommerce connector. So that's all the B2B, that's all the GraphQL, that's all the RESTful ones that are in there as well. So anything you need to use to do integrations into that system, and all our endpoints are like this, right? As we add and make sure that they've got everything you need in it. If you look at the process flows, there's a MSF translation flow. So effectively, we're calling the GraphQL endpoint within here and saying, go and get me a product. I'm getting a product for the purposes of demo. You probably get all products maybe, and then loop through them all. And I'm pushing through Open API. Now, we're partnering with Yonkers and Fluently and Smartly, people like that as well. And you probably want to make sure that you do this and push it back into whatever system you're using so that a human can look at it. Or you could do something that was discussed the other day. I think I was at where actually you could use Bard to check on OpenAI or vice versa, if you know what I mean, to see whether it reads correctly. It's all down to your own appetite for industrializing content translation and production, right? But ultimately what we're doing is we're going to get that product data, we're taking that data and passing it over and saying, can you please translate that into French for me? And then we're going to map it back into the GraphQL call to set basic product information for a locale. So let's do it. So I'll click the play button. Obviously, normally process flows are set up to run on a scheduled basis. That's how all our live customers are working on this platform. And you could do the same thing if you're industrializing it, but you can see it's gone through. It's gone through there. We've got ticks all the way through. You can see the payloads that have come across. So there it is en français. Where it's gone off and called BigCommerce, you can see the requests. You can see all the responses. Some really good work's gone into this by my guys. And now if I go back into the French store and refresh that page, you'll see that it's now test de libre, and I'm not going to try and embarrass myself by talking French, but you can see quite easily, right, that this is a really, really good way of coming in and industrializing the change between languages or the change between content using generative AI. So, really quick demo. I hope you found that useful. If anyone wants to talk to us about how to use Patchworks to integrate into other platforms or other things, I know commonly you obviously you'd add in maybe an ERP. So maybe it was something like a Business Central. Obviously it's super easy using our marketplace just to store those connectors, go back into the process flows, and then start integrating away. That's the dream. Cheers all.